Hello, everyone. This is Linda Ferguson,
And Karen Nelson Bell.
and this is Platinum Prime Podcast for Life. Your show where Karen and I share those tips that have made us live a Platinum Prime life now in our over 60 life.
I'm over 60.
Me too. All right. So last episode was my journey or my path to today and what powers me, what passion I have for what I do. And today, guess what we're going to be talking about? Yes, Miss Karen, Miss Amazing 81-year-old poster child for what it means to live a Platinum Prime utterly vibrant life. And so with that, we're going to start out with Karen giving us just a glimpse of the journey that she took to arrive where she is today. Over to you.
So you're going to give me the mic? You know, I'll go. Well,
Go, Karen.
it started when I was 2 years old. It literally did start when I was 2 because my mom put me on her lap in front of the piano. And my mother was an amateur pianist. My father was an amateur pianist. He was an artist. She was a writer. So I grew up in the arts and I grew up around music. And I didn't have a thought of doing it for my livelihood. But it ended up that was what I could make the most money at when I got out of school with a degree in English literature and music theory. And so music and the arts and making shows and making music, that is my pure joy. I love being an artist, but I like being an artist in all formats. I love to write. When I was 12, I thought I would be a writer. I begged for a typewriter. They wouldn't give me a typewriter, so I wrote a marketing piece, like a proposal that they should give me a typewriter and I would pay for it with my allowance. They ended up giving me a typewriter. So as a writer and a musician, I've just enjoyed the arts all my life because I've been around it, and that's what landed me probably where I am. So I had a bestseller on the subject of real estate investing because, like you, the arts wasn't fully funding my life the way I wanted it to fund it, and I ended up being very, 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 very successful in real estate investing. And so I wrote a book called Nothing Down for Women, which was a take on how to use nothing down investment strategies. It doesn't mean that there's nothing down. It just means that it isn't your money. And so I had a bestseller on that subject. It didn't get to New York Times because the downturn in the real estate economy changed right when my book came out. That's when the downturn started. But I was number 1 in 5 categories on Amazon.com, which made me very happy to say I'm a bestseller. And I'm working currently on another bestseller. But I think the turning point in my life was when my husband was 10 years younger than me. At the age of 51, I was 61. He died a quick cancer passing, and was certainly not expected. And I had to figure out what was life going to look like from that point forward. So it's been really interesting. I've produced TV shows. I'm a TV show producer. I produced live stage shows that won. I got a statewide statewide Emmy for my first ever TV show. I've had many songs on the air. I had a top 10 hit in the United States. I've had a really wild life and lived all over the world. I think living all over the world informs you in a way that is unique to people who haven't had the chance to go outside the country and see what it's like. And so that's how I landed where I am right now. And what I do now is, from the point of view of having lived such a full life and living such a purpose-driven life, because the purpose was always there, was to lift people up. That was just all the purpose. And the only way I knew how to do that in the beginning was through the arts. Then it became learning how to do it through real estate investing. And now, at the age of 74, I was not healthy. I weighed 226 pounds. And that's a lot of Karen. That's a whole lot of Karen. I looked like I was 18 months pregnant with triplets. I'm not joking.
Visual. That was a visual. Okay.
you've seen my picture. You know that I'm not lying. That's what it looked like. My belly
Mm.
looked like I had ascites. You know what ascites is, when your belly gets all distended? I don't know. Anyway, uh, so I looked at that at 74. I'm a widow. I'm at 74. Well, this is not good. It's not good. And I made a decision to change that. And over the next course of coming from the age of 74 to now I'm 81, I happened upon some really radical science and radical solutions for health. And I became a health researcher, a health and wellness researcher, and to some extent, focused also on how to look young, because when you look healthy and you look younger than like a little old lady, um, it informs your body. I mean, you actually act healthier. You walk more upright when you're looking okay. So I do focus on looks as well as look good, feel good, live good. My goal at this point is to help myself and all my friends, whether I know them now or don't know maybe I don't know you yet, but I'm want to help all my friends to live longer, look better, feel better, look good, feel good, live longer till the day that you want to go. And my motto is, I'm healthy, strong, fit, and trim with boundless energy for all my days, enabling me to live a purpose driven life for the rest of my time with this body, which means I will keep my marbles about me, I'll keep my wits about me, and I want everybody else to do the same. So what I've been doing is gathering all kinds of data. Some of it is health driven, and how you should exercise, and what you should eat, and what you should take, and things that you can do to amplify your well-being. And some of it is mental, emotional, spiritual. I mean, the journey to good health has had a spiritual impact on me. I feel a freedom. I mean, it's pretty radical, because I've lived with 35 years of chronic pain and inflammation. And at this point, the only that was from because I had scoliosis, and
Okay.
also had I was disabled in my knees. Well, I was supposed to have knee surgery for both knees. I had one knee surgery that was devastating. I don't wish that on my worst enemy. I don't have any enemies, but at least I don't know of any. I don't, maybe I do, but I don't know about them. So I wouldn't wish a knee surgery on my worst enemy, because it's so devastating to recover from. And I'm a year and 2 months out, and I don't have pain, but I have unwelcome sensations. And so to be pain, I ran across something that I'm pain free in this knee. I won't have to have surgery over on the other one. And I finally actually became pain free from my scoliosis. Not everybody has pain from scoliosis, but mine was, I wore a brace from stem to stern for 2 years. I was in a wheelchair for 1 year. And it just is amazing, because I've only been a month this way where I'm pain free for the first time in 35 years. So it affects you emotionally. It changes. I mean, losing the weight changes what I can wear, changes how I can walk, changes how I can exercise, changes everything. So it's changed me. It has changed me. It, I could go on and tell you, for example, I was a plate cleaner all my life, because my daddy thought we should clean our plates. And my mom never did, and I always did. So I was a good girl in my daddy's eyes, and I'm a daddy's girl anyway. So it was my computation. Oh, clean your plate, because then you're a good girl. And I brought that with me forward into my years at the age of 80, even though I had lost a lot of weight using a keto diet. I wrote a couple of books on keto because it happened to succeed for me. I'm not an absolutist. You don't have to do keto to be my friend. But in fact, I really know, and I experiment with all kinds of other stuff, because everybody's so different, you know. But the fact is, when you finally do discover the emotional, mental things that were holding you down, keeping you in that food consumption and food noise, food talking to you, you know, the Sunday morning waffles with the hot maple syrup winking at me, speaking to me, you know. No, I don't have food noise anymore, because of certain steps that I've taken. And it's it's emotionally satisfying to be free of that and to know that, Linda, I can choose
Hmm.
any weight I want. I can choose to be, I'm not into fat shaming because I was fat shamed. If you're in the entertainment industry and you're heavy, you're going to hear about it. You're going to hear about it from the choreographer and from the producer and from the TV director. You're going to hear about the fact that you're too big, and you're going to be ordered to change that, which takes the volition of you and how you do food away from you. It's no longer
Hmm.
your choice. It's somebody. If first it's your parents' choice. By the way, have you ever tried? You're a mom. I never had a baby. Did you ever try to feed your baby when they weren't hungry?
Yeah,
Does it work?
I know. Does not work.
So
They
here's my
clamp their mouth firmly shut and go, "Mm-mm."
That's exactly right. Well, that's because they're still in tune with what their body wants, and their body doesn't want that at that moment. And they know that. And so they say no. Well, we get trained out of that. First, people that train us, that
Mm.
take over our food consumption, is our parents, and then it's our teachers, and then it's our diet consultant, and then it's our peers, because my girlfriends, that we all thought we should have 18-inch waists. So at the age of 16, I began the diet circle, and I dieted for 65 years. Sometimes successful, sometimes not, but you couldn't really say any of the times were successful because it always came back. Now, if you see me get fat, Linda Ferguson, if you see me fat, it means I'm ready to die, because it'll mean that for the last 6 months of my life, I'm going to eat myself out. I'm going to eat myself
You've
all.
made that decision?
Yeah, I think it would be a fun way to go.
Okay.
When I'm
Me?
when I'm ready, I'll let you know, and then we're gonna go eat junk food. I don't eat.
We're going
I
to hop on a plane
Yeah.
and we're going to tour the planet and eat the best food in the best countries. And yeah.
Not necessarily the best for you food, the tastiest food, because my tongue and my taste buds guided me for all those 65 years of dieting. My tongue was the master of my destiny. But now, not anymore, because now I'm in tune with my body, and I'm in tune with what's healthy, and I'm in tune with the motto: healthy, strong, fit, and trim, with boundless energy. And the other part of
Okay.
my motto, by the way, the other part of my motto says, it is my natural habit to effortlessly choose nourishment that is simultaneously nutritious and delicious. Nutritious and delicious. I won't eat things that I don't find tasty, at times and in quantities, at the right timing, not right before bed, and in quantities, not gorging, in times and quantities for optimum fitness, health, fitness, appearance, and pleasure. Health, fitness.
Very good.
We know we want it for health and fitness, but
Sure.
for appearance, yeah, we mostly are dieting for appearance. But what about pleasure? Because guess what? We're DNA coded. I don't know if you realize that, but we are DNA coded from the time we landed on planet Earth to seek pleasure in our food, because that's what kept us alive. That's
Mm.
what kept us surviving. It's a survival mechanism to have pleasure from your food. That's why the apple that's why the apple looking juicy and red, and it just looks delicious, and things that smell so good. Well, I'm not gonna live a life that doesn't involve pleasure. So I've arranged my nourishment. My plan for me is to have things that are yummy and healthy all at the same time. With that said, I have not had sugar, corn, wheat, alcohol, junk food. They call it ultra processed food. All they mean is junk food or crap. I haven't eaten crap for 7 years. The
Wow.
reason I don't eat corn, wheat, or sugar or alcohol is because I observed that it made me feel terrible the next day.
Mm.
My body doesn't do well with wheat or sugar or corn. And sugar, by the way, puts lines on your face. Why? Some people ask me, say, you don't have any lines. Well, of course I do. I have lines, but I don't have a lot of lines. I mean, I'm doing pretty good for 81, and I'll grant you that. And I think not doing sugar is part of that, why I'm still hanging in there. So I don't know if I just took 14 minutes to answer a very simple question, but I hope that answered your question.
I think for most people. So we've been friends long enough so that I've seen the different phases of your life, including the phase where you just ate and ate and ate and did not deny yourself any food which
Yeah.
now it sounds like that might just be a backlash against being a performer all those years and being strictly told that you can't eat, you can't do type of a life. And then I've
Backlash.
seen all the weight come off.
Yeah. But the backlash, well, it started when my husband passed away because I thought eating would bring me pleasure,
Mm,
and it did for the minutes that I was eating. But it's not a good solution. But
mm.
backlash, yes, because it's like, just shut up, you all. I'm a grown up now. I get to decide. You can't tell me what to eat. So I'm going to have this pizza and this donut right now because I'm going to prove to you that I'm a grown up. And that
Right.
was, you spotted it exactly. I'm a grown up, Linda. I will eat what I please. But guess what? Doing the nutrition the way I've been doing it, and I love coaching people because I love to help them find what's right for them. Not what's right
Mhm.
for me, what's right for you, what's right for them. Um, but to do it without deprivation, because anybody who wants to diet, I'm very opposed to dieting. Dieting creates a scarcity of the things that you like, and dieting puts limitations on your life, and dieting, you can't enjoy social, I mean, food is pretty social. Think of all the things that we do that are social that involve food. Everything. The 4th of July is coming up. I'm going to have a fantastic keto 4th of July. It's going to be a blast. And I won't get fat because of a holiday. I won't get fat. I haven't gotten fat at Christmas for 7 years, but I enjoy it. I can promise you that, because deprivation will never work. So let's work together. When I work with somebody, I work with them to find what's right for them. It probably will not involve sugar. I don't know any new, there's a new rage, believe it or not. There's actually, just to make me wrong, because I said there's no nutritionist that would tell you you should eat sugar. There's now a sugar diet. I don't even believe what I'm seeing. Uh, but
I haven't
anyway,
heard of that.
yeah, well, I'm glad you haven't heard of it. Just because I
Yeah.
do all kinds of research on that kind of stuff. But
Hmm.
because now I'm a health and wellness researcher, I do it in the morning, I research in the evening. I don't just look at, YouTube gurus. I go to pubmed.gov to look at the white papers to see. For example, I use a shaky plate, a vibration plate, vibration therapy, and my chiropractor told me that it was BS. And so I said, well, I don't think it's BS because it seems like it's doing something nice. So I went to pubmed.gov, which is where all of the scientific papers are. All the research is right there. It's for a doctor to go and look and research on his own. Or if you're an opinion leader, for you to go and look. And so I went and looked, and the vibration plate is fantastically good for bone density, for balance, for muscle mass, and for lymph flow. So I the sugar diet. I haven't seen any papers that say sugar is good for you. I've only
Yeah.
ever seen things that say sugar is not good for you. But we will see if I'm working with somebody. If I'm working with you, I'm going to say, what do you like? What do you not like? What are you allergic to? What gives you the most pleasure? How can we have you have that and not be deprived so that you could find a regimen for the rest of your life?
Hmm.
Remember, if you see me fat,
I have.
it's not because I couldn't stay thin. Because now, if I weigh 120, I lost 101 pounds. I went from 126 to 226 to 125. If I want to
Wow.
be 124 or 120, I can, because I have the tools. But I don't want to, because I don't want to become scrawny. Because my friends, last time I lost, my friends told me I was scrawny. I now have a solution for not looking scrawny when you lose weight, and it has to do with collagen. Yeah, that's
With
right.
what?
Collagen.
What? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That
If
makes
you don't want to get scrawny and have an Ozempic face or an Ozempic butt, you gotta work with me on the collagen.
sense. An Ozempic butt. Okay. That's a goal.
Did you know that's a thing? That's a real thing.
No.
Oh yeah, because they lose the weight, but they also lose muscle tone, and their faces and their butts and their all their
Gotcha.
goody bits all get saggy and baggy and gone.
Well, I have to say that during the time we've been friends, I've known you as
Mhm.
an experimenter primarily in the area of health and wellness, which does include fitness. And you've had your challenges, you've had your physical challenges because your body has situations that prevent it from going to the gym every day, right? Yeah, there you go. Look at that. So tell me, what's your latest experiment, your latest fitness experiment?
I don't have, I have muscle, but unfortunately, this is skin. I don't usually show it, but I have skin that I haven't gotten rid of yet. Now you can have surgery, but I've never had surgery on any of this, and I'm not going to. But you can. There's a certain dietary principle that you can use that is shrinking this little by little. It's better than it was. It's not where I'm headed, but at least that was like truth in advertising.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe I even did that. I can't believe I would show you, but that's what happens when you lose 100 pounds. You're going to have
Yeah.
something that is
And you've
left.
always been pretty transparent about everything, Karen. So, and we appreciate that about you for sure.
Thank you.
So, but, yeah, and if you have anybody watching this has any questions about what Karen has tried and what works for her and what doesn't, you just go to her page and you will see it all because she definitely is mapping out her journey in a very visual way and sharing literally every day multiple glimpses on what her day looks like.
Yeah.
So I've seen this contraption. The reason that I was talking about it or bringing it up was this contraption that you're hanging from, which probably has some information behind why you chose to do that.
Absolutely.
Why did you choose to do that?
Well, there are certain markers that determine longevity. The biggest predictor of longevity is how strong are your legs. The thing that goes when you lose a muscle mass,
Mm-hmm.
retaining muscle and in particular muscle in your legs is a huge predictor of longevity.
You've got to
You
get actually who's, to me, I haven't seen that particular thing. So source it and we'll put it in the show notes
okay?
on why you just said what you said so other
Okay.
people see where that info came from.
Okay, so we've
Continue.
we've got muscle retaining muscle mass and in particular retaining leg strength. The next thing would be how long can you do a plank? A person my age should be able to do a plank for 1 minute, and I can't do a plank for 1 minute, so I'm working on it. Ideally, if a senior can do a plank for 2 minutes, you're okie dokie. A person, any person, should be able to do what's called a farmer's carry. It's a dead carry. You have for men, it's half of your body weight. If you weigh 200 pounds, you should be able to carry 100 pounds for a distance of I don't know 100 feet. And you have like 50 pounds in each hand. Maybe they're kettlebells or something like that, and you should be able to do that. For women, it's 75% of your body weight. So if I weigh, let's say I weigh 100, I weigh 125, but my math isn't that good. So if I weigh 100, I want to be able to carry 75 pounds, and divided by 2 would be 30, 32 and a half, 37 and a half pounds in each hand. And I should be able to walk a distance of, I don't remember the distance. I think it's like about 100 yards. I should be able to walk carrying that. That's a predictor of longevity. So there's a predictor. So we've got planks, we've got dead hang. Oh, okay. So we've got the farmer's carry, we've got the muscle, maintaining your muscle masses. That's above all. But the you should be able to do what's called a dead hang. And a dead hang is where you just hang for 1 minute. And guess what? I can only hang for 20 seconds.
Hmm.
Now, I watch American Ninja Warrior. It's a TV show where people are faced with terrific physical challenges. And the people who are on there are a lot of people who have had other physical challenges in their lives. And it's very inspiring to me to watch it. And a lot of the challenges are heavy on the upper body and grip strength. Like if you're a rock climber, you better have grip strength. So grip strength, this is when you hang for a minute, that's a test of your grip strength more than it
Okay.
is a test of your arm strength, because your arms are just, oh gosh, I didn't do that. Don't put that on pause. So